Well, hey everybody, and welcome to the live show. I'm glad you're here. It's another Monday. Another week has gone by. Lots of car content has gone out, and there's a lot more to come this week. And we got a lot of pictures in from you guys showing us your cars. So we'll get to that in just a moment. Don't forget to sign up to Car Cost Canada, the main sponsor of the channel. Use the promo code MOTORMOUTH, become an expert member, and you can open up searches for a vehicle. You basically find out what the dealer paid for the car. That's very powerful information. If you don't want to then take that information and broker a deal with the dealer, Car Cost Canada, you call their number and they will help you with that. It's a great service. Doesn't really cost you anything. You just sign up, use the promo code MOTORMOUTH, and away you go. And you're going to need it right now because there's a real lack of inventory at dealers' lots. I was just looking at the projected lack of vehicle production in North America. There's expected to be 1.5 million less vehicles produced because of this chip shortage. That's just in North America. Then you add 1.4 million for the European manufacturers, almost 600,000 for the Chinese production, and then 670,000 for the other Asian markets. So that means there's a whole lot of vehicles that are not going to be produced. So that's really affecting inventory. So any advantage you can get by using Car Cost Canada will certainly be advantageous. Okay. Tomorrow morning, when you wake up, unless you're up before 6 a.m. Eastern, as soon as you get up, there's going to be a video from the channel on the all-new Ford Maverick pickup truck. So in this computer are all the images, all the information about the truck. So when you wake up tomorrow morning, click on the channel, watch the video. It's only going to be a few minutes long. Get all the information on the Ford Maverick. So that's going to be coming out tomorrow. Now we dive into the pictures, and there is a lot of them today. First up, this is Paul, who sent in a picture of his 2014 Genesis Coupe 2-liter. That's very cool. That's a great, fun little car. I actually preferred the 2-liter turbo more than, I think it was the 3.7-liter 6. I didn't like that engine as much. Then we have Edward. Quayum, I believe is how you say it, who has a 2021 RAV4 and his Acura ILX that he's going to be selling. Next up, we had Joseph and his Civic hatchback. He loves the fuel economy he gets on that. Next up, these are from John. John, who always sends in some great pictures. So he's got this Mercedes GT, and then X7 Alpina, and then another Mercedes GT. That's John Pettigrew, who sends in some great photos. So well done there. Next up, we are going to be looking at, I love this car. This is Brandon, who's got a 2013 Boxster S. I love the color, and that's the year. That's the model of Boxster S I want to get. He says, you never know, I might sell it to you one day. Well, there you go. All right, then we have, this came in at the 11th hour here. Keith sent this in just moments ago. His 01 Discovery, or his LR3, I believe it was then. It's an 01. He says he spins the wheel on the lottery every time he starts it up to see if it's going to work. So that's that one. And then we have this, I love Yale sends this in. Yale Rosner here in Vancouver. He said he's got his Grandpa Gold Camry that he's taking a picture of. You get the last laugh there, dude, because that thing will run forever and ever and ever. All right. Let's get into all the questions. Now we get into the questions. Up we go to the top of the list. Hey, look who's first again. Barrick is first again. What are your initial thoughts on the 2020 Corolla Cross? Also, head up, dealers are charging 15 to 20 over sticker for the new Tellurides in BC. Yeah, it's a problem. There is such a lack of inventory. There was an article, I think I mentioned it last week, an article I read that said the hottest vehicle on the planet right now is the Kia Telluride. Getting getting a specialty sports car, unique or different car, to be charging, over retail for it. But this is widespread across North America. People just can't get their hands on the Telluride. So dealers are being what dealers typically do, overcharge when they can. So there you go. What do I think of the Corolla Cross? Corolla Cross is going to be a monster hit for Toyota. So if you missed the news, Toyota just last week, and that's Monday, last week, debuted in North America. They have officially announced that the Corolla Cross will be coming. So that's good news for people and it's going to be coming in the next few months. So that's very exciting. So smaller than the RAV4, similar in size to the CHR. Mark Sanders is saying, will you be test driving the 2022 Genesis G7 anytime soon? Parked in front of the house is a 2022 G70. So good timing. That video will be coming out not this week, but next week. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Carter's back again. Any chance to drive the 16 Honda Fit, which I never paid much attention to. I soon realized how practical it is, but learned production has stopped, like many subcompacts. Any idea why? I'll tell you why. People running away from small cars and running towards utility vehicles. The good news is the Fit is the basis for the HR-V. So if you like all of the functionality that you get in the Fit, which I do, with the magic seats, the way they fold down, that Fit, when you flip the magic seats down and you opened up the cargo area, it was like a mini minivan. That's kind of what it was like. And they used the Fit platform to make the HR-V. So the good news is all that functionality is still available, but now in a small utility with available all-wheel drive, but it's more expensive. And the new Fit I had a chance to see a year and a bit ago at the Tokyo Motor Show, and it's too bad we don't get it because it looks fantastic, which is just a shame. Small car sales, especially subcompact car sales, have just gone off a cliff. Nobody seems interested. To the best of my knowledge, Zach, can someone expect decent reliability from Audi's flagship Q5 SUV as compared to the Lexus NX or RX? Well, Keith, I don't think you're going to be hitting it out of the park and getting the same kind of reliability as a Lexus NX. You got Lexus at the top of the mountain when it comes to reliability and quality, so everybody else is going to be below that. I would suggest that the Q5 is a very good product. It's been around for many years. It's got known reliability, but no, you're not going to get the same kind of reliability as a Lexus NX. Okay, the one thing I always say about this kind of stuff is if that is your number one motivating factor for buying, is just purely reliability, go to Lexus. Buy a Lexus. Be satisfied knowing you bought the brand with the highest predicted reliability, and just be happy with that. If your motivating factors are not just reliability, but ergonomics, drivability, interior design, all those sorts of things, the Audi starts to look a little better, doesn't it? So it really comes down to what makes you sleep well at night. Queen's Half Corgi saying, I hope Alex is okay in Tel Aviv. Haven't heard from Alex here on the live show, but he did type something in Facebook. I haven't had a chance to read it yet, just today. I'm sure Alex is just fine. Do you think the 2021 Tucson is a best buy? Andrea had some information that someone shared. I'm going to check the focus on this. Andrea had some information that somebody shared with her today. The Tucson Hybrid, there's almost an 8-week waiting period for this now. In my opinion, now we're kind of halfway through the year here, the Tucson is the best vehicle that I've driven this year. I think that, all things considered, it's a mainline car. It's not too crazy expensive. The design, everything, I think it's going to be pretty hard to beat for maybe car of the year. Now, it's only halfway through the year, and we still got some new vehicles to come. But man, they did a hell of a good job. And I think that, it's not going to be a bad buy at all. Now, what we don't have is information surrounding reliability and all that kind of stuff. It's a brand new car, just came out this year. So take it for what it is. If you're one of those people that worries about those things, maybe plan to get get it next year. But there you go. Hello from California. Which naturally aspirated V6 is a better buy, an ES350 or an IS350 rear-wheel drive? These two are roughly the same price here. Thanks. Well, they're totally different cars. So if it was me, you're asking me, I say IS all day long. It's smaller. It's more fun to drive. It's more of a driver's car, even though I wouldn't consider it a real driver's car. It's a good car. The ES is a long wheelbase Camry, front wheel drive, different altogether. You know, the Lexus ES and the Toyota Avalon are the cousin cars, right? And the Lexus IS doesn't have a cousin car in the Toyota lineup. So you're talking about a front wheel drive, you know, large to mid-size sort of Land Cruiser versus a smaller, more nimble, fun to drive car. I think based just on that, the IS 350 is the way to go. Hello, dear Zach. What is your opinion of Maserati? Does it compete with Porsche? Greetings from Lima, Peru. Great content. Keep it up. I would say no, it doesn't compete with Porsche. The one thing Porsche has, similar to the comment I just made about Lexus, is it has way above average reliability and dependability and resale value, and Maserati isn't even in the same category. So yes, you might be able to say in driving dynamics, you might have a Maserati that delivers some, you know, good dynamics. It's fun to drive, makes all the right noises. Their cars certainly make they make a great sound. Italian cars do, but you're not in the same league when it comes to reliability and all those sorts of things. And hello to Lima, Peru. Hey, there's John, who took the pictures of the Mercedes GT and the Alpina X7. Good evening. Love the Mercedes video today. Yeah, so a quick update. The Mercedes GLA video came out a few hours ago, and we had some fun with what the hell is a real Mercedes-Benz AMG. So that just went out today. What else is going on? So yeah, the Venza comparison, that goes out tomorrow at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, as I mentioned, there's going to be a Maverick video on the all-new pickup truck, the Ford Maverick, which is all under embargo. I can't say anything about it, show you any pictures until tomorrow morning. So that's in the morning. That's in the middle of the day. And then what else is going on? Friday, I'm going to have a Ferrari in the fun and collectible thing. That's going to be good. And then on Saturday, what the hell are we putting out on Saturday? I can't even remember. It'll be a good car. I don't know what it is. Great review of the GLA 43. Would a Macan S or GTS be a comparable choice? No, because the Macan is bigger. This is now the small class. The Macan is in the compact class. A second, it's bugging me now. I'll send Andrea a text. What's the car we're putting out on Saturday? That's driving me nuts now. I was going to yell up the stairs, but that'd be kind of rude. Let me just do this. What video are we putting it on Saturday? Question mark. Talk to text. Love it. Okay, this is a question again about the Tucson. So I stand by my thoughts on the Tucson, especially the hybrid. I think the Tucson hybrid is going to be the car to beat this year. So it's an excellent choice. T-Sport, what would you recommend as a good used gentleman's car? Speed is not a factor, but comfort and handling is. Well, I really need a little bit more info, like what do you want to spend? What kind of car? Are you looking for a two-door coupe? Are you looking for a large sedan? You know, I'm not sure what your definition of gentleman's car would be, so type away. When does the manufacturer announce the colors of the upcoming model? Well, typically there's some kind of, you know, information dump that they put out. So they'll come out with the trims, they'll come out with the pricing and the colors all around, roughly around the same time. That's a good question, though. When do they come out with the colors? Yeah, around when they announce the new model, that's when they announce the colors. So today, Eric from Montreal, who's been a regular contributor here in the live chat, sent me a PDF of all of the GTI information, obviously from their product planning department. It's exactly the kind of product planning stuff that I get when I go to one of their launches. And today, the GTI allocation opened up for Canada, which means GTI intenders can now order the cars. I'm sure there's a long list of people at the dealer who want to be first to order, but we'll wait and see. Now, why isn't Andrea texting back to me? I know what we're going to do now. Let's call her. See what she says. See if she can live on the air. Not answering.
Hello.
Oh, you're on the air.
Hi, everybody.
I'm a brain fart. What car are we putting out on Saturday?
We're putting out the Wrangler PHEV.
Ah, there you go. Couldn't remember. Okay.
Yeah, well, we were trying to decide between that and the G70, but I think we're going to go with the Wrangler.
G70's next Saturday, right? Or next week?
So Wednesday's the Durango. Tomorrow.
What?
Tomorrow's the comparison.
Oh.
Wednesday's the Durango.
I forgot about the Durango. I got to edit that. Yeah. Never ends.
You better get cracking. And then the Wrangler PHEV is Saturday.
Okay.
And then I think we might even do another Monday.
No, make it end. Make it end. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Oh, God, the editing never ends. I sit at this desk. I got this fancy chair, though. I got a Herman Miller chair. I got to tell you, holy crap, they're expensive, but much more comfortable. Yale's here. What influenced your decision to buy the Cayenne diesel over the Cayenne hybrid? Well, this is a bit of a long one. We had an Audi A7 diesel. Get it in position. That's a different story. We had an Audi A7 diesel, and we loved it. And we had a Cayenne before that. And we married the two together. The same engine that was in the A7 is in our Cayenne diesel. I just don't think that the first version of the hybrid was fully baked. I still stand behind that. I even think the current hybrid is good, but I still think it's not fully baked. I like it, but I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. It came down to absolutely amazing fuel economy in all instances, even in city driving, especially on highway driving, known resale value, known dependability, all those sorts of things. So that's why we went for it. We had a diesel, we loved it, we wanted another one. And you can't get them anymore. I was on Bring a Trailer, and now they're putting Cayenne diesels on as collectible, and people are paying top dollar for them. So yeah, as time goes by, those that have nicely well kept diesel it'll be worth good money in the future. All right, let's go down. We have a super chat here, I think. Ace Aperture, great name. I like that. Hey Zach, love the channel. What do you think of the Mustang GT 10-speed? Manual would be ideal, but I'm always in traffic and concerned about manual transmission issues. I guess that what you're asking about. Perfect timing, because not only parked outside is the all-new Genesis G70, but also parked outside is a Mustang GT automatic with the 10-speed automatic. So stick around for that. We should call Andrea back. When's that one going out? So if you're not in a rush, stick around. It's a Mustang GT convertible. Doesn't matter. Drivetrain's the same, but the 10 speed's in that. So we will report back. I'm a huge fan of the Mustang. I love it, and I'm really excited that we have one because I think the Mustang GT is just amazing. It would be better if it was a manual for me just for a week, but I get it. Living with it long term, an automatic can be a lot more relaxing. All right, where the hell was I? I gotta go back. The Queen's Half Corgi. I know they don't compete, but which one would you rather have? A Mustang GT, magnetic ride control, one more thing to go wrong, or the Lexus ISF performance to keep for long term, at least 10 years? Well, it just comes down to like the motivating factor. If it's just about reliability, then you get the Lexus. It's a no-brainer. But if you want something different and fun, the interesting thing is the Lexus IS with the 3.5 liter 6-cylinder, it's crap on gas. That uses a lot of gas. So if you're going to use a lot of gas, you might as well have the V8. I mean, listen, the Mustang GT is a wonderful car. The magnetic ride control, that's proven technology. That's been around for a long time. It's used by all kinds of high-end manufacturers. Lamborghini uses it. It was originally developed with General Motors, with Delco. I think it went in the Corvette first, and then it moved across as a separate entity by Delco and is sold. It's a very high-tech, advanced suspension system, and boy, does it work. Yeah. If it's just about reliability for 10 years, go to Lexus. Yes, hello from Montreal. Game 4 is going to be starting here. Steven is here. Fast Fred, base Cayenne, a Macan GTS, or empty nesters who don't need the space but like a spirited drive. Well, if you don't need the space, then just get the Macan. It's great. I'm a huge fan of the Cayenne. We've had 3 of them. We have 2 of them right now. But yeah, I can totally see that if you don't need to take extra people in the back seat very often and you don't need a ton of cargo space, the Macan is going to give you the closest thing that Porsche has to a small sports sedan. Like they have the Panamera, which is a big, lovely car, but it's big. Like they don't have a small car other than the 911 in the box. You know what I mean by a 4-door? That's the closest you're going to get. And it does drive like a sports sedan from many other brands. Go give it a shot. And the engine, the 2.9 liter twin turbo, is so much more powerful than the base Cayenne engine. George is tuning in from Guelph, Ontario. Do you think that the Hyundai corporate extended warranty is worth it? My advice always on these things is please don't buy the warranty when your car is under warranty. Like if you're going to buy a Hyundai and it's got a 5-year warranty, why would you buy a warranty now? Wait till you're 4 years and 6 months and then start looking at it. Because you're paying, often people roll the payments of the warranty into the payments. You're paying for it over a few years, and often you're paying interest on that. And then life can change. So say you get a warranty on a car, it's brand new. I want to have the extended warranty. I'm going to buy it. And you put it into your payments. And then 3 or 4 years later, things change. Maybe you get married, you get pregnant, you have to move, something happens to your health, you can't drive anymore. Like all of these different things. You've paid for something you can't use. And you have to sell the vehicle. Trust me, you don't get much more because you've got an extended warranty. Maybe a little. So please, if you're buying a new vehicle or you're getting a vehicle that is already under warranty, don't pay for anything extra until you need that warranty. That's when that warranty is ending. Then you can go to the market. By the way, we're going to have some information for you. There's going to be a new addition to the channel that's all about warranties here in Canada. And I think it's going to be very exciting for people to find out about what it is and how it can help you. And so stay tuned. We're going to have more information on that soon. When is the best time to go after an electric vehicle purchase? Do it now or wait until the market sees the release of the Cadillac Lyriq, the second generation Taycan, future Tesla releases? Don't get caught up in the hype. A lot of people see all of this information coming out about electric car, and you would think that every single person is out there shopping for an electric car. It's not the case. 98% of all vehicles sold in the United States are still internal combustion engines. 96% of all vehicles sold in Canada are still internal combustion engines. We are not going from 98% gas and diesel to 0 in the next few years. It just isn't going to happen. We're going to slowly up the number of electrified cars that are in the market, whether they're hybrids, plug-in hybrids, full EVs, or so on. That is going to happen. But I always talk about the road to full EV is 100 steps. Now, I used to always say we were on step 2. I would say right now we're on about step 5. You know, we've got a long way to go. A long, long way to go. And the main reason is most people buy a car based on how much it costs them a month. And right now, electric vehicles for a lot of people just don't add up, because often to get a vehicle that fits their budget, it's in a category smaller than they're used to. For example, if you're going to go and shop for a regular small or compact SUV, you're going to be spending $30,000 to $40,000. You spend $30,000 to $40,000 in an EV, you're getting a little hatchback car. So you're giving up something to get the electrification. Now, overall costs can certainly be lower because you're not, paying for gasoline, but we're not at price parity, and we're not really even close to price parity. So as we get going, there's going to be more and more and more electrification in the fleet. And the president of Hyundai Canada made a very good point, and I truly believe this, and longtime viewers of this chat, I've been saying this for a long time. You know that the Field of Dreams movie, if you build it, they will come? Well, what if all of these car manufacturers build all of these electric cars and they don't come? Maybe there's not enough demand. And Don Romano, the president of Hyundai Canada, he said publicly and quite clearly, they're not worried about availability of electric cars. They're worried about demand, because Hyundai, Kia, Honda, Toyota, General Motors, Ford, they're all coming with and Volkswagen, all coming with electrification. When you have every brand introducing EVs into the marketplace, there's going to be more vehicles than demand. Maybe not now, but in 2 or 3 years, because same thing, the price parity isn't there yet. So the early adopters are the ones that are out there buying now, the people that really want to be on this early. The average consumer still buys sitting around the kitchen table saying, we've got $300 a month, $400 a month, $500 a month to spend. What is the most vehicle that we can get for that monthly allotment? And right now, for most people, it's not electric. Hybrid is a great way to go. I truly believe that. We're talking about the Tucson a moment ago. Great product. If I was buying a Tucson, I'd get the hybrid. If I was buying a RAV4, I'd get the hybrid. They're just better, period. Now that is a good way to go. And then after a couple of years, when all of these EVs are in the marketplace, and now you start to get price competition, that's when it starts to make more sense. I was on a roll there. Zach, you were on a roll. Pilot or Highlander? Pilot's at the end of the run. It's I would say he's even in his last year. They're both great. I don't think there's a wrong answer there, but I think Highlander for me. Hello from Arizona. I'm really looking forward to the GV70. So pretty. Hope you all get one to review soon. I drive a Hyundai Genesis G80 and it's been a great car. Well, the good news is we have the G70 parked in front of the house, and we're hoping that it's on a train or a truck coming this way. As soon as we get it, you will get it as soon as we get it. Don't worry about that. Hi, Zach. Like the show and your thoughts. Thinking about upgrading from a 19 RAV4 Trail, considering a Jeep Grand Cherokee or Honda Passport. Any thoughts? Thanks. I'm a huge fan of the Grand Cherokee. This is interesting. Andrea mentioned as I had her on the phone. So Wednesday, we're doing a Durango video. And in the research, Andrea looked up, we looked up at the J.D. Power predicted reliability and all of those sorts of things. That thing shoots the lights out. It's amazing. And I even said to Andrea, that's why I've always been a huge fan of the Grand Cherokee. The Grand Cherokee, I remember speaking to Dave, what's Dave's last name? The head of automotive for J.D. Power. I interviewed him many times for my radio show here in Canada. I asked him what he drives every time I talk to him. And he used to have a Cayenne diesel. And the last time I talked to him, Dave Sargent, that's his name. The last time I spoke to Dave, he had switched into a Grand Cherokee. And I asked him about it. He says, in our research, it shows that it actually is a very reliable vehicle. So I really like the Grand Cherokee. I think it's a wonderful product, but it's probably in its last year. We've seen the long wheelbase version of the Grand Cherokee shown, so that means there is another one coming. So not sure if you have the newest and the latest, or what your thoughts are, but I'm a big Grand Cherokee fan. Spaz Tech Warrior. Hey, Zach, nice to have you here. Stefan is watching he's watching Hockey Night in Canada on his balcony. It's 31 degrees Celsius. Feels like 35 in Quebec City. I got to tell you, it'd be freezing cold here today in Vancouver. I think it was 6 degrees Celsius this morning. I know I was going to warm up a little bit, but yeah, 35, that's way too hot, especially if you don't have air conditioning. Would you recommend going with a 2022 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid or 2021 Mazda CX-5? Are there other hybrid or plug-in hybrids you recommend? I would suggest the RAV4. Pretty simple. The RAV4 hybrid. And another one that they did a very good job with it is the Ford Escape hybrid. In fact, if you're just going for straight fuel economy, the Ford Escape hybrid gets the best fuel economy of all of the SUV hybrids that are available right now. So that's another, and it drives very well, and it's functional, and they did a good job with it. But yeah, I think, as I mentioned, the Tucson hybrid might be the vehicle to beat this year. Besides the range extender of EVs like the Bolt and the i3, do PHEVs work the same? Is the only difference the size and the amount of batteries which determine all the electric range? Okay, Rick, so an extended range vehicle like the i3, the little gasoline engine that's on board runs at a constant RPM. It's just a generator. It's like having a Honda generator in the back, well, especially the i3, it's in the back. So the little gasoline engine kicks on, and it's a generator. It starts pumping electricity into the battery. It doesn't drive the wheels, okay? A plug-in hybrid, like a RAV4 hybrid or a Mitsubishi PHEV, the gasoline engine is not there just to create electricity, however it can. It's there to also propel the wheels. So the electric motor, the gasoline engine work together. In certain instances, you do have these range extender ones, like the i3, where they don't drive the wheels. And battery is the key determining factor about how much range you get. So for example, what is it again? I think it's around 38 kilometers of range for the PHEV from Mitsubishi. The RAV4 plug-in hybrid, the Prime, is 68. That's a big difference, but it's a bigger battery. Noreen, thinking of treating myself to a luxury SUV, looking at the Q3 or Buick Envision, currently driving a Tucson. I love maybe just upgrade to the 2020 Tucson. Yeah, the Tucson is great. Listen, if you got a relationship with your dealer and you can get one, I don't think that's going to be a bad move. I think it's fantastic. If I was going to choose between the other two, the Buick Envision is a screaming good deal. So you're getting a bigger vehicle for a price of the Q3. So the Q3 is what we call a small utility. The Envision is a compact. It competes more with vehicles like the Q5 on size. And Buick has amazing quality scores. There's another brand that shoots the lights out when it comes to quality scores. Chevrolet is another brand that shoots the lights out when it comes to quality scores. So go and drive them. See what you think. I mean, don't be in a rush. The Q3 is going to be easy to get a chance to drive. The Buick will certainly be easy to get a chance to drive. The Buick might surprise you. And then the Tucson is going to be harder to get. But if you can work with your dealer, take one for a drive. And then I'd love to hear which one you choose. I thought that the RAV4 Prime was the most wanted vehicle in the market. Yes, I would suspect that it's a highly sought after and it's going to be hard to get, but the Telluride is absolutely unbelievable when it comes to desirability. We have another super chat. Just joined. Sorry if you have already covered the GR80 BRZ thoughts, especially if the engine can't help but improve the car. So no, we haven't touched on it. So yeah, just last week they showed the Gazoo Racing 86, the Toyota 86, which is the same as the BRZ or the BRZ from Subaru. So they've just gone to the larger displacement engine. The proof with all of these things is going to be in how they drive. So those cars, the original iterations, were fantastic handling machines. There was no problem with the packaging, the design. I like the stripped down, simple approach and the no nonsense interior. I appreciated all of that, and I love the way they handled. They just had no torque, and horsepower is one thing, but you have to really scream the engine to get it to do anything. Torque is what you use most of the time. So we'll have to wait till we drive them, and then we'll find out more. So more power, more torque is always a benefit. So we have 265 people on right now. I'd love to get more thumbs up. If you guys could smash the thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Gotta go back to where I was. Okay, so let's recap. The Venza Santa Fe comparison is tomorrow. Durango, which I haven't started editing, it will be on Wednesday. The Maverick video will be out first thing in the morning. Friday, it's a Ferrari. And then Saturday is the Wrangler plug-in, the E, which was mixed feelings on it. I just, the thing about the Wrangler is, holy crap, is it expensive. All right, here we go. Stephen, what are your thoughts on the Hyundai Santa Fe? Listen, it's easier for you to just go and watch. There's 2 videos that dropped recently. On the Santa Fe gas, we had the calligraphy and the hybrid. And they recently just went on the channel. So please watch them. I think they're fantastic products. I love the interior of the Santa Fe. I would love if I could get the Tucson exterior and the Santa Fe interior. But please go and watch the videos. They just recently went out. Isn't dealer markups not allowed in Ontario so you can get a Telluride with a peace of mind? Maybe no discounts, but no markups. I don't know the rules from province to province. It is called the manufactured suggested retail price. Manufacturer's suggested retail price. I'm not sure if there's extra regulations around that in Ontario. Not sure. Hey, Zach, besides Tesla, which manufacturer is making the most exciting electric vehicles? I note that Ford is generating a lot of interest and their stock price even increased. Yeah, so it was the Ford F-150 Lightning got a lot of interest. The Mach-E is selling incredibly well. I got a note from somebody today from Norway saying that the Mach-E is selling incredibly well there. They're seeing some deterioration from Tesla over to the Mach-E. Some Model Y sales are going. They still, like, listen, Tesla still has a huge market share, massive, but it is eroding a little bit. We haven't even seen the real push from Volkswagen with the ID4 cars. I think there's and Toyota has announced their electric SUV, which will be coming sometime next year. So the big players, okay, are the ones that are going to challenge Tesla the most because they have the capacity, they have the manufacturing know-how, and they have the way to amortize the costs over millions of other cars. So the Volkswagen Group, with all the electrification, whether it's from Audi, from Porsche, from Volkswagen, is absolutely pushing headstrong into this. I can't tell you how many Taycans I see driving around the city of Vancouver. They're everywhere. So those are obviously stealing sales away from Tesla Model S. So the Mach-E's been a big success. I think that Ford F-150 is going to be a huge hit for them, depending on, how well it can tow and all those sorts of things. So the big push from General Motors is going to be the big one. So we haven't really seen, we've had a few announcements from General Motors, but they have to come hard and strong with a lot of utilities, especially with full electrification, and they can do that. And then Toyota, once Toyota puts their head down and says they're going to go hard with the full battery electric vehicles, then all bets are off. So the big players, those are the ones you're going to have to watch. And a few small ones too, like Rivian and so on. It's going to be an exciting time to see what happens. Curious to see how the G70 stacks up against the CT5V. Looking forward to the Genesis review. That would be a good one to do as a comparison, actually. My heart still says CT5V. They both come with Brembo brakes. Just based on the, I would say the suspension system on the CT5V. You get the magnetic ride control. That's a big difference between the two. Hey Zach, the Lexus NX is coming out soon and they're teasing it. Any thoughts? What do you expect from it? New engines, redesign of both exterior. It's going to be an all-new vehicle, so it's going to be new inside and out. They couldn't do as bad a job as they did with the IS. I mean, that was just sad. I mean, they came out with the IS. I mean, it's a nice car, but God, could they try any less? I don't know. So we'll have to wait. Kia is paying 6 months for Forte and Sportage. Why? No one buying them? Well, Sportage is going to be replaced, okay? So look over on the Hyundai side, cousin brand, of course, sister brand, brother brand, whatever you want to call it. So what do they have? What's the hot vehicle that's over at Hyundai right now? The Tucson. The Tucson and the Sportage, or Sportage if you're from America, same platform, same engine. And they're usually delayed. One comes before the other depending on which company it is. It's not always Hyundai first. Sometimes it's Kia first. So that's the deal. They are selling down the inventory of that Sportage or Sportage in advance of a new model being announced. That's exactly what they're doing with that one. For Forte, it's purely a function of people are not buying sedans. And in order to get people to buy sedans, they have to sweeten the pot. And that's what's going on with that one. And it's a great product. I think they did a good job. West Coast, always the rally cry there. Smash the like button, peeps. We got 118 thumbs up. That's very good. Thank you for that. Hey, Zach, I've heard this before. Not sure I believe it. Why do you think the Miata has a bit of a rep of being a female-dominated car? I hear this from people over 55 years old. I'm in my 30s. Well, I think it's just purely the function of just how small and cute it was when it first came out. You got to remember, 1989 is a long time ago. Right? That's 32 years ago. 32 years ago is when the Miata came out. And the first gen Miata, the A, is tiny. And so when people saw it, they thought it's cute, it's cuddly, it's a chick car. That's all it was. Now, anybody, excuse me, anybody that says that the Miata or the MX-5 is a chick car has never driven one. I guarantee you. Anybody who says that it's a chick car has never been behind the wheel, has never taken one for a spin, and has not driven it any extended time. If you have driven an MX-5 Miata, you know, I know, it's a fantastic car. And don't believe the BS. It's probably pound for pound, dollar for dollar, the best car on the road. Might be one of the best cars ever made. So there you go. All right, we have another super chat. Ryan Harris is here. Hi, hey Zach, really enjoy your channel. General thoughts on the 218 430 Grand Coupe engine, 4 Series reliability. Thanks. Well, if it was between a 3 Series sedan and the 4 Series Grand Coupe, it would go 4 Series all day long because you get the lift gate at the back, you get the sport back. It's only slightly longer. The wheelbase is the same. It's just great packaging. And the price difference between the two when they were new was negligible. So I'm with you on that. I think that the 430 Grand Coupe is a fantastic product. Now, these engines have been used extensively in the BMW lineup through pretty much the entire range. So if you want to do a little bit more research onto the reliability of the 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo used in the 3 Series, used in the 4 Series, used in the X3, used in pretty much everything, go and look that up. A 2018 isn't old. It should still qualify for a certified pre-owned warranty. So the original warranty on that car is 4 years. So because you're buying it and it's not yet 4 years old, make sure you get it certified through BMW, extend the warranty for 2 more years. And I say get it and drive it and have fun with it. It is a good car. It's a good one. Yankee Doodle says, nice watch. I'm wearing my favorite. This is my favorite. This is my Tudor Snowflake from the mid-70s. Quite a rare watch. Sorry I don't go through these fast enough. 22 Sportage just debuted. I didn't get anything from them on that. I must have missed it. Hey, Zach. Mazda 3 Sport Turbo or CX-30? Turbo in terms of everyday usefulness, mainly city driving year-round in Ontario. Well, they're the same product, really. They're the same product. One is just made into utility, and the other one is a hatchback or a sedan. So basically go with whichever one you like. Same engine, same all-wheel drive system, same platform, same kind of interior dimensions. The CX-30 just sits up a little bit higher. So one is tangerine, the other one's an orange. What do you like better? Is the Toyota RAV4 Prime worth the premium over the RAV4 Hybrid, especially given the $7,500 tax credit in the USA? I would say, Brad, if you can get a RAV4 Prime, jump on it, take the tax credit, because the resale value on those is going to be fantastic. Okay? It is. It's going to be very, very good. So if you can get one, that's what I would do. Because there's loads of RAV4 hybrids out there, but a RAV4 Prime is prime real estate. And when you go to resell it or trade it in, there's always going to be a market for it. Hello? Come on in.
A bit of a sports update.
What's the sports update, Jack?
2-0 Habs.
So this
I think we might need to bring the brooms out.
Look at this. A sweep!
All the Habs fans out there, go Habs. Bring the broom out. It's not looking too good for the Jets.
Well, I have to say, I think we're overrepresented from Quebecers on the live show. Not so many from Winnipeg. Don't sweep me. Sweep the Jets.
Get the Jets out of here. There's a Jet over there, is there not?
The Jet is over there, yeah.
Oh, well, there.
There you go. All right. It's an airline jet. 2-0. Thanks, Jack. Is the Telluride that popular or that scarce in Canada? Here in Austin, Texas, one of our dealers has 18, some of which are highly discounted. Geez, I don't know about that, Josh, because other dealers are starving to get them. And I would think that dealers would be buying from each other. I can't speak for the U.S. market. I'm not sure why you would have so many at one dealer. Wrangler PHEV to review soon. Best to Jack. Yeah, the PHEV is coming out on Saturday. Good luck finding a RAV4 Prime. My dealer told me it is close to a 2-year wait, so I just went with the regular hybrid, picking up in the first week of July. One thing you could do is you could do a short lease on a RAV4 hybrid. You could do a 2-year lease on a RAV4 hybrid, and then by the time that lease is done, you could hopefully roll in. There'd be more availability of the RAV4 Prime. T-Sports saying gentleman's car, 2-door, price and size, it doesn't matter. What's a gentleman's car? I don't know what a gentleman's car is. Are you talking a Jag? Are you talking like an E-Type? Or I'm not sure. Loved your review of the 2021 Buick Envision ST. That is a surprisingly good car. And Buick, listen, I've been following this for years. I have done so many interviews and things on quality studies, and what people don't realize is this trend of Buick being near the very top of initial quality and dependability studies for year after year is not a new thing. This has been going on for many, many years. And Buick is one of those brands that people don't consider. It is a great used car, and that's one thing I would suggest. If you're thinking about buying a used car, Buicks have great dependability, but they don't have incredible resale value. So that opens an opportunity to buy one, get a deal on it, and drive away knowing that you're maybe smarter than everybody else. The only thing is the resale value going down the road. Why does this camera keep changing focus? Not that you want me in focus anyway. Sienna or Carnival, which one would you go for? Well, Sienna's a 4-cylinder hybrid, okay? It wouldn't be my choice. The 3.5-liter 6-cylinder in the Carnival, is it 3.3? Yeah, I think it's 3.3. In the Carnival is the one I would go for. I just think that a minivan for moving people and stuff, and that's what it kind of requires. So as much as I applaud Toyota's effort to put the hybrid system in the Sienna, I didn't love the results. Love your videos. In your opinion, would you go with a Buick Acclaim, or Toyota 4Runner? Thanks. Ed from Calgary. Based just purely on resale value, a 4Runner is never a bad buy. It loves gasoline. It will suck gas like you have no idea. The The 4-liter V6 is hungry like a wolf, but when you go to sell it, there's a lineup of guys willing to pay you top dollar for it. So I call it the dollars in, dollars out. So yes, you're going to have more operating costs with the 4Runner, but when you go to sell it, people love them. People love them. Love your videos. In your opinion, okay, that's the same question. Raquel from Panama. How cool is that? I love it. What's Tesla Model Y comparable to in the EV industry? I would say the Mach-E. Probably the Mustang Mach-E is probably the closest. Actually, in size, the Mach-E, the Volkswagen ID4, and the Tesla Model Y are all very close in size. Yeah, there's another one about the Buick. Loved your Buick Envision ST. We got it in white with the sunroof. Nice one. Ashkay saying, what model of Herman Miller did you get? So this is the chair. I don't know, dude. The expensive one. That's the one I got. I can't remember what it's called. It's the one without the mesh. It's got this skeleton back to it thing. I don't know what it is. So the number one reason I got it is I sit here at this computer editing all the time, and my neck was getting sore. It wasn't my back, it was my neck. And I guess it was kind of sitting like this. And so this chair is better for my back, and my neck thanks me. Bruce is here. Just bought a Palisade at 3% over dealer invoice using Car Cost Canada. Also test drove the Highlander. No comparison. Well, I would agree with you on that. The Palisade and the Telluride, the Korean cousins, they're just shooting the lights out. These things are incredibly popular. And you know what? I think they're going to be making everybody sit up and pay attention because they're making a damn good product. In fact, the Telluride, the cousin to the Palisade, is the highest rated SUV that Consumer Reports has ever had. And thank you for mentioning Car Cost Canada. I mean, you're getting one of the hottest vehicles on the market right now at 3% over dealer invoice. That's a pretty sweet deal. So sign up, use the promo code MOTORMOUTH, become an expert member, do the searches. If you don't want to do the legwork, Car Cost Canada customer number can help you negotiate the deal, and away you go. Should I buy the Tucson top trim or Santa Fe preferred? You know, it really comes down to what you want. Do you want the push button? Do you want the touch screen? Or do you want the real keys, the real switches on the dash? It really comes down to ergonomically which one you prefer. Santa Fe is a bit bigger. The back seat is bigger. Cargo area is actually smaller. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, there's no wrong answer there. And I think you know the 2.5-liter turbo 4-cylinder on the higher end trims is fantastic. So yeah, I say go drive them both and see which one you like. Oh, I love this question. Audiophilia. How long do you think the craze for black rims will continue? Every press car, all social media posts use black rims. I think they look like Steelies. Tasteful silver rims are like jewelry. I am with you 100%. Absolutely. So the Mustang GT that just arrived here today, I went out to look at it. Now, it's not the color I would choose. It's white with a black roof. It's a convertible, but it has bright silver wheels on it. I'm like, thank you, Ford, for giving us something that looks a little bit different. I don't like dark wheels on cars. I think they just get lost in the body of the car. A nice silver wheel against a nice color looks fantastic. There's nothing better than that. There's going to be a video I'm going to do in the next week or two with Porsche GT3, and it is chalk color. I think it's chalk with the bright silver wheels. Holy mother, does it look good. I don't like black wheels. Plus, if you scratch them, they look like hell. At least with silver, you can get away with a little bit of a scratch, but not with black wheels. But that's just me. I don't like them. Hey, Zach, I read that Ford is producing more electric Mustangs than the gas version. Is that surprising to anybody else? And no, I mean, it's new, it's hot, it just came out. And whenever there's something new and hot, you always have to get past the honeymoon stage, which in the car industry is about 18 to 24 months, where the initial wave of pent-up demand, the initial hand raisers, all get them, and then you just get into the vehicle being another vehicle. So we'll see if that continues. I suspect it will, because it's just their first kick at full. It's the right size. Like, I mean, Ford was smart. Give people what they want. They want SUVs, and if you're going to get electric one, get electric SUV. Why General Motors didn't come out with an SUV like yesterday as a full EV, I don't understand. They brought us a new Bolt, which is commendable, but what we're really dying for is a Chevy Equinox, but electric. That's what we're looking for. They're bringing out the Lyriq, which is good. That's the Cadillac SUV, but that's going to be next year. What are your thoughts on the V6 RDX versus the new Turbo 4? If you are okay driving the older model of the RDX, it will just work for years. Like, I think there's actually a video on the channel talking about the last V6 RDX, and the title was "Get It While You Can," because you've got a V6 3.5 liter with a 6-speed automatic, I believe it was, and just proven technology that will work and work and work for years. In fact, my brother-in-law's mother-in-law, does that make sense? My brother-in-law's wife's mom had an old Honda Accord and wanted to get a vehicle that she could keep long-term, and asked what I thought, and I said, get the last V6 RDX. It will serve you incredibly well. She keeps her cars for like 15 years. I said, enjoy it. It's got a nice premium feel to it. It doesn't have all the goodies of the new one, but that's okay. It's going to deliver the mail all day, every day. When do we get the Volkswagen ID Buzz? Well, we've got to get the ID4 into the marketplace in big numbers first. You got to also know that the initial batch of ID4s are coming from Europe. The Chattanooga plant is going to be coming online next year, calendar year 2022, and the production of the ID4 will be plentiful. Okay, so we're going to have a lot more inventory into the Americas coming from that Chattanooga factory. Now, since that line will be up and running for electrification, so you're going to be able to put a new hat on top of that platform. So think an ID4 or an ID6. So that's obviously the plan. And once the Chattanooga factory is up and producing the electrified vehicles, that's when you're going to start to see more of the vehicles coming. I want a 2-year-old Range Rover Velar or an X5 of the same age. Which one is more unreliable and expensive to keep? Well, the Range Rover is going to be more unreliable and more expensive to keep. Easily. Is a 2022 Acura MDX a good buy? Anthony, I suggest you go and watch the video Andrea and I did on the MDX. I went out on a limb and said it might be one of the best SUVs I've driven in a long time. I would say the Telluride and the MDX are the two that I thought were fantastic. It has a wonderful road presence. It drives really well. They went to a double wishbone front suspension on the new MDX. It's flatter in the corners. It's got the same engine that they had before, which is fine because it's going to work. The 10-speed automatic does a good job. I think it's a fantastic product. Are you a sports car guy? If yes, what would be your realistic choice, and what would be your choice if money were no object? Both new. I am like anybody who watches this channel on a regular basis. I'm a huge Porsche guy. I would say that it's funny because I drove by one the other day. I was driving along and I saw my kind of dream car. So I have two Porsche dream cars. One is the GT3. Now the one I'm getting to drive next week is not the one I would want. I like the touring model without the big wing on the back. I don't need to drive around with the big wing on the back. I'm too old for that. So the Porsche GT3 Touring is like the holy grail for me. But the holier grail is the Singer Porsche. So Singer takes a Porsche and interprets it. If I had all the money in the world, they're about $500,000. That would be, I would design it, get the color, everything. I saw one drive by me the other day and I was just like, holy crap, man, you are lucky. That is a beautiful car. That would be my dream. About 10 years ago, the question was, when making a left-right turn, how soon to signal to let the drivers know your intentions? Your answer was, at 3 lampposts. I use it daily. So there you go. Mary's, I used to do here in British Columbia, where I live, the big news channel was BCTV or Global. I did a bunch of spots for the Insurance Corporation of British Columbia on being a better driver. And the one that, it's funny because people come up to me and say, oh, that tip you gave me on how to set your mirrors, I still use it today. All kinds of tips. I remember someone wrote in and said, after I talked about when you go off onto a soft shoulder, how to get back onto the road safely, saved their life. They were very pleased about that. And the other one was, when do you turn on your signal, left or right? And 3 telephone poles or hydro poles back was a number, and I put that out in the video, and that's pretty cool all those years later. Thank you. Appreciate that. Clean as Dirt said, the worst time to purchase an electric vehicle is during a power outage. True that. Unless you've got that Ford Lightning that can plug into your house and put all the lights on. That's pretty cool. EV charging network is non-existent outside Toronto. With the slow charging rates, they are going to need some serious land for much higher counts of chargers. Charging network stinks right now. Well, the interesting thing is most people just commute with their car, right? And they're doing under 100 kilometers usually every day. So when you wake up in the morning, your car has essentially a full tank of gas. So your car's ready to go. So on those longer trips, that's where you have to do the planning that you're talking about. So it's not just the availability of the chargers. It's the availability of the fast DC chargers and the ability to get the current into the car as quickly as possible. So that often is constrained by the car's ability to ingest the high voltage. So I think the fastest charging EV right now is the e-tron from Audi. Can take a very fast charge. So those things are the limiting factors. I would suggest that the real bottleneck is when you get to a supercharger, for example, and there's 3 Teslas in front of you and you got to wait. I have a friend of mine in California decided to drive from LA to San Francisco with his Tesla, and he had to stop at superchargers, but he wasn't the only guy there. In some instances, there was a big, long daisy chain of cars waiting to get up to the front to charge their car. And then you got to wait 25, 30, 40 minutes to charge it up. So, yeah, I agree with you, but most people don't use it that way. If you're charging at home, you're good to go. So maybe on those longer trips, you take the old minivan or the SUV. What's going to happen in 15 years when those batteries for EVs need to be replaced? They can't be recycled. There isn't enough special metals to support the making of all these batteries. Well, that's not entirely true. There's whole industries going to be developed around recycling batteries. Batteries, once they're not useful for a car, still have a lot of energy density. You got to know that a car battery needs to be sort of at the top of its game. You're moving a big, heavy piece of machinery and discharging that battery quickly. Now, when that battery is done, for car use, it could still be used for energy backup for your home, for example. So I think there's going to be a whole industry of people that take, say, we'll just use a Volkswagen battery from the ID4, and you're going to be able to then have it plugged into your garage, and then that will save energy to light your lights and all those sorts of things. So the batteries will not be useless at the end. They're going to have a second life. Maybe you take it and you use it at your cabin or your cottage, and you have a solar system, and when you go there on the weekend, it's enough power to run your house for a day or so. All right, we are all done. I want to make sure I didn't miss any other super chats, because super chats are vitally important, because that gets, someone's calling me here, that gets extra to the channel, which I appreciate. No, I don't think I missed any. Okay. We're all done for tonight, friends. Thank you so much for being here. It's roast chicken tonight. Love that. And Jack, where's the broom? Did you put it back outside?
What, the broom?
Yeah.
Yeah. You want
Is it still going to be a Montreal sweep? What's the score?
It's the first intermission.
First intermission. Still 2-0.
2-0.
All right. I
Boston's
guess.
making a comeback right now, though. They were down 5-2, and it's 5-4, 5 minutes to go.
All right. Let's wait and see what happens in the North Division. It looks like Montreal's going to advance, and then it's going to be everybody cheering for the Habs in Canada anyway. All right. That's it. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Talk then. Bye now.